Thank you very much for joining me on this broadcast, Sadhguru ji. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. I just want to ask you, you've seen our Prime Minister who's turning 75 today. Normally a milestone, every birthday is a milestone, but 75 is rather special. What do you think sets him apart as a leader? The qualities that you have an insight into.
Well, rarely do you see a man who acts with such relentless commitment and devotion towards what he is doing, which is in many ways his fundamental strength that we always try to inculcate in everybody. It's fantastic that the head of the nation, the Prime Minister of our country, who is has inspired 1 billion people into various levels of activity, and the amount of steps that we have taken as a nation in the last few years under his leadership has been phenomenal, nothing short of phenomenal really. Well, people can say, oh, it is also the times that he took the reins of the country at the right time and things happen. Well, times are always there, always the times are there, but still, even in good times, many people don't do good things. So as a nation, we've moved big time. Some of the most significant things are, 240 million people have moved above the poverty lane. That's not a small thing, because right from my very childhood, particularly after into my youth, I've engaged with rural populations, and it's always a heartache to see how they live with how much scarcity and how much struggles for small things. And today you can clearly see there's a distinct difference, at least in this part of the country. Maybe still there are parts of the nation which need much more attention and action, but that's a phenomenal thing. And above all, ascertaining the integrity or the sovereignty of the nation, the 370, what we did, that was most important. That's an unfinished job from 1948, and most people thought it would never happen, but it's happened. I hope a few more issues we have with a clear, distinct boundary to demarcate what is Bharat and what is not. I think those things must be settled. I hope in his time he gets to settle these things. When somebody reaches 75 years of age with such a sense of achievement, and the man doesn't stop. Even today he is working and a whole lot of activity happening. Well, that is the most important thing. A human being reaching 75 years of age and with such a fantastic sense of achievement and such love and appreciation all over the world for him, which is truly fantastic. I think it's a momentous day today, really, 17th of September, 2025. And I feel in the next 3 to 4 years, he will be a very significant person in the world. Already he is, but much more, because certain things will happen, and he will be instrumental in making that happen. It's that way.
You're saying that, obviously, you know everything about planetary movements, you know about the cosmic energy, you know about the spiritual energy. You've done a curtain raiser. Can you tell us where is he headed, Sadhguru ji? Because the whole nation would want to know, where do you think he's headed, really?
See, it's an insult to Narendra Modi if we make predictions for him, because he's a man who works to a plan, as I do. I don't go by predictions. We make a plan and see how to execute it. As a plan, he has clearly told you that 2047 will be Vikshit Bharat. That's where we are headed, and he will be an important force in that progression of the nation moving in that way. There are many issues in the country, but I think India is capable of, India's spirit and inspiration is capable of overriding all that, and in that he is super instrumental that he is there for this. And where is he headed? Success of the nation is his success. So if all of us stand up and see the nation succeeds, that's his success too, that's our our success too.
Absolutely. You've seen so many world leaders, Sadhguruji. What is his signature style of leadership, and how would you describe that in maybe one or two qualities?
Yes, I've met many world leaders, various stuff. But this is not my nationalistic pride which makes me say this. I must say, there isn't another leader of his stature, of his breadth of mind and clarity, and I've had very long conversations with him at one time, many times rather, and he's that kind of man who can understand anything that you speak about, whatever kind of stuff it is, whether it's technology or spiritual process or social realities, anything that you speak, he's that kind of person who understands whatever, because one great quality about him he's a great listener. He listens to every word that you speak, and that makes a whole difference. This is one big problem with most leaders on the planet. They don't listen to anybody. They think they've gotten there and they know it. Like somebody said, I'm the president, so I must be the smartest guy on the planet. So that kind of approach is not there. There is a very, a profound sense of humility, and his humanity is very active with all this ruthless political process that he has to go through. Every 3 months, 4 months, we put him through election rallies. In spite of all that, his humanity is so active and alive, which is not an easy thing to do with the kind of stuff that goes around in the political circles.
Humility and humanity, how well put by you, Sadhguruji. But Sadhguruji, I also want to ask you, because there are people who think Prime Minister Modi has polarized the country. That's what the opposition really thinks of him, totally polarized the country. But then there are others who think that he's responsible for a cultural as well as a civilizational renaissance in this country. How do you see it, given the fact that clearly some amount of our lost glory from our culture has come back to this nation?
Definitely it has. You see, people talking about polarization is like, if you build a Ram temple, which was long overdue, it's just a shame that it takes 500 years to build that temple. If that happens, people say it's polarization. Why is anybody polarized? If what matters to one community, if they build that, according to Supreme Court orders, why should anybody be polarized? Well, there is no polarization if you want to look at that by fact. Before 2014, every year, how many communal riots were happening, how many people were getting killed, how many bomb blasts happened across the country, and how many have happened till now across the country. Most of the stuff that's happened in the last 12, 14 years is mostly along the border, not really inside the country. You must understand, the one bomb that explodes makes a lot of news, but 10 bombs that were diffused or thwarted, that doesn't make news, but that takes 100 times more work to thwart those bombs. And the forces are working, the agencies are working and making sure the people are safe like never before, and the amount of infrastructure that we have built, people are moving. Integration of a nation is not just by giving speeches to them. If you connect them by road, by telecommunication and various things, that's the integration of nation. That's happened like never before. Right now, even if you go to a vegetable vendor and the transaction is around 200, 300 rupees a day, you can go show your card or your phone, you pay through UPI. When was this ever possible? Do people even understand what that means to the nation? It's very important on a day like this, and an auspicious day like this, we appreciate what is done. If we don't appreciate what is done, there is no momentum to complete the things that are yet to be done.
Absolutely, well said. As always, master of spirituality, master of articulation, and just master of, analyzing people.
It is not my
Sadhguruji,
birthday. Don't praise me. Say something about the
Sadhguruji, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to understand things from your point of view and the insights that you share with us. As always, thank you very much for joining me right here on the News Hour. And thank you especially from all our viewers standing, just with the Adi Yogi behind you and giving this kind of a vision to our viewers on this special broadcast. Double thank you.
2017, he unveiled this on the Mahashivratri night, and we're ever grateful to him for that. Thank you very much, Navika.
Thank you very much, Sadhguruji.